All right, welcome back once again to the press this morning. We'll take the last two papers and then thereafter we'll just dive in straight into the analysis, and I'll be glad to have you call in from that point in time. So get ready as we take the headlines from, first of all, Daily Trust. So Daily Trust has this major headline says, alleged sexual harassment, Senate dismisses Natasha's petition against Akpoti. Yeah, that's what, and then it goes on to show picture stories of people protesting for and against the Senate leader. Some say Akpoti must go, and okay, Akpoti, I mean, what's this? Akpoti treated Natasha Natasha as a daughter and what's this? A friend, right? So, okay, these are protests in support of Natasha and against the Senate president. But there's also a report that somewhere before now that there was a clash actually of protests. Now also you have a strip under the picture story there. You have, after Supreme Court judgment, Rivers to hold fresh LG polls August 9. After Supreme Court judgment, Rivers to hold fresh local government polls on August the 9th. And then you have three pieces under that strip. You have dismissed immigration officer nabbed over attempt to sell arms to bandits. And then the next one says, woman accused of killing co-wife in Bauchi. And then the last one under that strip says, subscription hype, commission sues multi-choice. Yet under the masthead, directly under the masthead of the Daily Trust, you still have three pieces. The first one says, Funtua battles T.Y. Danjuma, others over 9 mobile. And then you have security beefed up at hotel where ex-Controller General of Immigration Paradang was found dead. Security beefed up at hotel where ex-CG Paradang was found dead. And then you have Hippo, that must be a hippopotamus, attacks Gombe farmers. Oh, Hippo attacks Gombe farmers keep vigil on farms. There's been some hippo attacks on farms in Gombe, that is. And that's the last from the Daily Trust. We go to Vanguard right now. And on the Vanguard, major story, major headline is Rivers crisis, Amewule's assembly, Fubaras commissioners flex muscles. You also have on top of the masthead, you have Lent, pray for wise leaders, Khan urges Nigerians. Pray for wise leaders. Khan, that is the Christian Association of Nigeria, urges Nigerians. And then you have tariff increase will push available generation to 7,000 megawatts. That's the Minister of Power speaking there. Tariff increase will push available generation to 7,000 megawatts. And then you have Lagos Assembly crisis, acting clerk hospitalized after DSS visit. Okay. Acting guest, Lagos Assembly crisis, acting clerk hospitalized after DSS visit. And then you have a strip on top of those three pieces. It says oil price drops 20% to $67 per barrel. $67 per barrel. Amewule's, okay, sorry. And then you have under the major headline, you have a picture story where the groundbreaking of the First Bank of new headquarters was carried out, showing the VP standing in for the president or so, doing the groundbreaking. And then you have, by the side of the picture story, you have NAFDAC mops up 50 trailer loads of counterfeit drugs. NAFDAC mops up 50 trailer loads of counterfeit drugs. And you also have Senate urges FG to intervene in deadly attacks in Edo villages. Senate urges federal government to intervene in deadly attacks in Edo villages. And then you have 88th birthday. In my lifetime, Nigeria will be great. That's Obasanjo speaking, the former president of Nigeria. And then under the picture story, you have sexual harassment, Akpoti, Udwa defend positions. And then for sports, you have Nigerians blast Chile's 39-man list for Rwanda, Zimbabwe. That is it from the Vanguard. And my guests will be joining me after this breather. Let's take this breather quickly.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTANTV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
it's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
Yes, you're welcome back to the press. My guest, your guest, the one you know him, is here, and we will do the work together. And there are very few headlines actually to look at today because of how First Bank has taken out most of the front pages. And you don't blame the newspapers, they need the money as lifeline. And that's a whole lot of money when you take up the front page of newspapers. It runs into millions. So no paper can reject that kind of offer. Now, so my guest, Richard Oriri, Doc in Waiting, Doc in View, is here with me. You're welcome.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Yeah. So today, most of the 2 papers or so, or 3, that did not flaunt, that did not carry the adverts, what they have focused on is the crisis in Rivers State and the crisis between Senator Natasha Akpoti and the Senate President. And then we also see a story about the FCCPC, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, suing the owners of DSTV, MultiChoice Limited. And these are basically the topics that we're talking about. So maybe we should start with Natasha Akpoti versus Godswill Akpabio. Now, as at yesterday, prior to yesterday, the Senate had something to, if you like, hide behind when they said that there was no petition that they could take a look at, that the person didn't submit a petition. But as at yesterday, the woman came in with a petition. And what do you think, what do you make of that? What do you think is likely to happen from that point?
Good morning once again. Good morning, viewers. The issue between the Senate President and his colleague, Senator Natasha Akpoti, is taking a new dimension. And the new dimension I mean here is that before now, it wasn't taking this outlook. But the outlook is taking now is coming from the angle of politics.
Okay.
Yes, opposition politicians have stepped in, and the interest in the matter now is to see that Akpabio is removed. It's removed, because if there is going to be any investigation of the allegation, in the first instance, the first basic rule of natural justice
is for him not to be
the first basic rule of natural justice. Yeah. Yes, you cannot be judging your matter.
Yeah.
So for that reason, he has to step down. And stepping down means a lot. Stepping down may result to him not going back. And again, there are some other forces within the Senate that now they see Akpabio as their mini god, because he's helping in resolving their issues,
protecting their interests,
resolving their personal issues, not just issues that concerns their federal constituency, their senatorial district, but personal issues. And for that reason, they are doing everything within their powers to see that they protect Akpabio as well. On the other hand of it again, I will blame Natasha, because why I say I will blame Natasha is that me as a person, I am against any force that is against women.
Right.
Right from how I was brought up. And that is why from the initial stage of this whole issue, I've been on the side of Natasha.
Right.
Yeah, and looking at it from the perspective that out of 109 senators, just about 4 senators are women. And again, for her to come up to say her voice was being shrinked by the male senators, especially the Senate President, was another thing that will make people like myself to rise against, because if you are doing that, you are equally suppressing democracy. Democracy talks about equal justice and gender sensitiveness as well. So, but the reason I am blaming her now is that if she knew from the beginning that the normal procedure to take was to present a petition officially to the House,
Why first of all create a drama?
Why not just the drama? Even if she has the issue in her and she refused to ventilate it publicly the way she did, nothing stopped her from putting a petition officially and come to the house like she did yesterday and read out the petition and submit the petition officially to the house. Why going to court? In the first instance, the matter is before the court. And another way again, the point the senators are raising against her now is that in their Senate rule, you cannot, as a senator, present a petition that you are the signatory. It's in the rule from what they said. And in that case, she is a signatory to this particular petition. So it goes against the rule of the Senate. But in another way, I beg not to be against her totally again, is that she came into the house. She is a new person in the Senate. And she came into the house through court.
Yeah.
Whether after 6 months of the election, before she was declared winner of the election and she went in. So the normal procedure that almost all the senators followed, she had no such privilege. Because if you are elected as a senator, House of Reps, in the first thing the National Assembly Service Commission do is to organize a seminar, retreat, where you will be trained.
Like an orientation.
Giving you that orientation to see how you can effectively manage the house, how you can represent effectively your people,
how you conduct yourself,
and again the rules of the house, either House of Reps or Senate, will be made available to you. But that she was not given the opportunity because of the litigation she went through. Doesn't equally still stop her not to have gone through the whole rules of the Senate from the very time she came into the house till now. Okay, is she telling Nigerians and the world that even the Nigerian constitution, she doesn't have a copy? As a citizen, it's your right to have a copy of your country's constitution. But in another part again, another way again to this matter is that no matter the rules that the senators are in, if you are not willing, you are not ready to break the law, what you do is to bend it. Now the senators, they are trying to bend the law to suit their interests. So me, I will be of the opinion that they allow this allegation to be investigated. If it's investigated, one, it will save the Senate president from international embarrassment and from losing the trust that he has already built with his people.
If it's not found.
That is what I am saying. As it is now, it remains allegation.
Yes.
And the allegation is so huge. Sexual harassment is a capital offense. It's a capital offense.
Quote and unquote.
Yes.
All right.
It's a capital offense. So, and for that reason, this is for the fact that the allegation is so huge. If I were him, even the Nigerian constitution that is written is still flexible. And that is why the senators, the House of Reps can come together to say they are amending it. If it demands amending that part of the rule in the House to allow this petition to be investigated, fine and good. And another way again, if Natasha can make another person to put up the petition and sign it, then she present it, then she will not become the signatory to the petition again. Let them follow all that process to ensure that the Senate president undergo this investigation to allow Nigeria to have a better global perception. Because as it is now, we want anytime you tune to your TV, you see leaders, Nigerian leaders, being accused of one thing or the other. It's not giving us good name internationally.
Let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Marcel Crawford from Mauritius.
You're good morning.
Marcel Crawford, good morning.
What attracts my own attention much
Yes.
is this issue of Rivers State.
Okay.
See,
but we are not there now.
As you tell people, look, Rivers State is the blood and the oxygen of Nigeria. You know what it means? When a human being they remove it, don't put this oxygen. There's no way he or she can survive.
Sure.
So I would advise Amegule. Amegule is still a young boy, a young man. But I call all of them they are young boys. I don't call them young because when I call somebody of their age, I go to 6 years. And all of them they do. They should think positively. In the sense that Senator Delta boys, you know what happened during Obasanjo regime or even before Obasanjo regime. They have played their own, even the elders have spoken. In Igbo language or Igbo proverb, they will tell you, if one man cooks food for majority,
they will eat it.
Majority will finish it. But when majority cooks food for one person, he or she cannot finish it. This proverb should enter Amegule's head. It's too young to do it. Pipe low, relax, do the needful. Stop giving us what, are you a military man? You give 24 hours, you give 48 hours. You see, sometimes when all these boys they start talking as honorable member, I start laughing. I say, is that how they are going to go back the country? If in 40 years or 50 years or 70 years, when they leave the government for this, is that how they are going to behave? Just a minor thing, just a speaker. They are just your entry. They are just behaving this way. When you reach to that kind of 80 years, look at the old people that do this country.
All right, Mazi.
And the future is not helping matters.
Mazi. Right, thank you. As much as possible, it would have been very nice if we flow according to the order in which, because right now we're talking first of all about the Natasha Akpabio matter. It would have been nice to have, but it's okay. And as much as possible, please let's have a concise contribution, and as much as possible that is devoid of any unnecessary how do you say it now? It shouldn't be too elongated. It should just go straight to the point, and as much as possible stay within what's been discussed. Thank you very much, Mazi Okorafor. We expect that you call in again. Yeah.
So as I was saying, the end point of it is to see that justice is done, and I will urge National Assembly, especially the Senate wing, to see that this petition is looked into to its logical conclusion. It will save the Senate of its integrity, and it will save the Senate President as well. Even the woman that has been assaulted, allegedly assaulted, she will equally see that justice is done to her own side of the matter.
All right, so it's left to the Senate to take up this challenge. It's a challenge that they must take up and do good, do right by everybody. Do right by the Senate as a body. Do right by Senator Akpabio, the leader. Do right by Natasha Akpoti Oduaga. Before we continue, let's take this call. Hello? You are welcome to the press. Are you there? Hello?
Let's go.
All right. It's gone. Now, so, like Richard is saying, I do think that this is a very heavy responsibility that must be not only be discharged, but be seen to be discharged. Because in the final analysis, it will help the image and the standing, the public standing of the entire National Assembly. And this is very crucial for our democracy. It's very crucial for us as a nation. How do they view us internationally? How do they look at us? How do we do our things? Are we doing our things like we're in just one jungle, in one remote jungle in Africa? Is that the reason why so many people from around the world look down on us and speak down on us, talk down on us? So we must not give these opportunities. We must be seen to do the right thing, not just doing the right thing, but seen to be doing the right thing. And this is very, very crucial. And as much as possible, like Richard said, the Senate should please look into the petition. That's the best way to go. Look into the petition, do justice through it. Okay, so let's do this. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please. Very fine. Go ahead, your name, your location, yeah.
My name is Onoja Steven. I'm calling you from Jalingo, Taraba City.
Oh, welcome, yeah.
So, my own is to plead to our leader in this country, because we the younger generation, if we are seeing this thing, the star is making us to lose hope in the country.
Looks like you're too close to your TV, or the TV, the volume is too high. One of those two things.
Okay. So, what I'm pleading
Better.
is that they should please. What are they looking for again? If it's money, they has the money. If it's name, they has the name. So please, let them do the right thing so that the younger generation will follow suit. Now, in fact, sometimes if you think about this country, you just have to forget about something. If not, if you continue thinking about the country, you'll be misled. Eh? So this case, even if they are following the case now, you will discover they are going right. Before you know it, something will happen, and you will not even know the end. At the end, everything will just go silent like that. You will not know the end. You will not know the. Okay. In fact, well, my prayer is that may God even raise a better leader for us, because what they are doing now, we the younger generation, we are not encouraged at all. That is just my own contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I guess we'll need to go to the next topic.
From what you said now, you see, nothing kills a nation like trust deficit.
Exactly. Distrust. Trust gap, trust deficit. It's a huge problem.
It's a very big problem.
Most citizens don't believe in the system, don't believe that any good.
Now, once the people you lead start to feel this way, then no hope.
There's a disconnect. Okay, let's take this. Hello, you are welcome to the press.
Good morning, presenter.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is David. I'm calling you from Akpoti.
Okay, please go ahead.
Raise your voice.
Okay. Please, there's something I really want to say here is why is it that in this country, Nigeria, anytime people bring in bad news against the politicians, that is when you see a lot of people jumping up, saying all manner of things, talking here and there. But when issues are concerned the country that will bring betterment to the people, you won't even see anybody for protest. You won't see the youth going for protest. Why is it like that? I just want to know, because it really disturbs my mind. I say that anytime people put in things like this, if a part of one bring that or something like that happen, what happened that since how many months or years you did not budget out? Why are you bringing it now? Because sometimes when we are this, we should try to also look at things critically. Why is she bringing it now? We say it then. That someone harassed you sexually yesterday, and you bring it to notice to the public to understand in after 2 years or 3 years, why a grown-up person like that and a married woman like that, what evidence does she put in for us to also know that these are the evidence? Or she wants to put those evidence in court, or where? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, the point, Richard, I think I understand where he's coming from. I also made some of those points a few days back, I think on Matters Arising. That, see, we're not judges, we're just looking at the facts that are available to us. If you had such a situation, why did you wait for the altercation between you and the Senate President to now voice it out? By the way, your husband, you said, already asked you and you said there was no such thing. Why would you lie to your husband on 1-2 occasions? I mean, so, but I don't think we really want to get involved in all this. But the point is that he's saying, why do we have protests for things that are like mundane? But you see, when it comes to integrity of leadership, that's a very serious matter and it needs to be cleared. David, that's my take. It's as important as even the nation itself if the integrity of the leader or the leaders is questionable. It's a serious matter. But the point also remains that a lot of those protesters don't even know why they are there. They've been monetized, they've been given some money to just go carry out a protest. In actual fact, I think that I read somewhere where one protester was asked, why are you here? And he says, well, he doesn't even know why, but that they were given money to go and protest. That's the shame of our nation.
My take on what he said is that the why is that, let me take it from the angle of where he said, why are people picking interest in issues like this, especially, but when things concerning the nation, they don't pick interest. It's their interest they are pushing for. Like him now talking now from the angle of the Akpabio. Maybe there's something he is benefiting from Akpabio. These senators defending Akpabio, there's something then they are benefiting from Akpabio. And they don't want anything to happen to Akpabio. And the people now from behind using politics to use Natasha to bring Akpabio down. There is something they want to get from the matter. If Akpabio is brought down, what next? Maybe the person possibly sponsoring the woman to be doing what she's doing lately now, might be the next Senate president. His interest. Or maybe the opposition political party, either PDP, Labour Party, because the other day you hear a comment from the former Senate president, Senator Bukola Saraki, he is of the PDP. They can do that to see that the image of this political party is down, is dented, then their own will rise. You understand? His interest. But why I like the other question he asks is, national value, national interest is not our interest generally. 70% or 80% of Nigerian citizens, they don't see the interest of the nation to be bigger than our own personal interest. And that is why everyone is pushing for their interest personally, not the interest of the nation. What will I do to project the image of my country? Nobody thinks to that direction. You understand? That is the reason, that is why we find ourselves where we are now here. And for Natasha, the reason she brought the matter is because something happened. And she has to voice it out to tell the world that this is why I am being victimized. She might be keeping it to herself. She might be swallowing it in order not to cause crisis. You know that something may happen. Somebody may do something to you, and you would like to let it go like that. You just swallow it. But if the persistence of that victimization or suppression is becoming too much, you see, the outside people, we don't know why you and that person is having that problem. Then from your own angle, you now let them know this is what is happening between us silently.
And that is what
is what is resulting to what is happening here. So maybe that is the angle she took it from. For the whole world to see why the Senate president is not letting her to rest. Okay, what was the reason for changing her seat? There was no reason given to any Nigeria up till now. This is why we are changing your seat. Either your mic is not working well on that seat, or this. No, I have not seen reason why.
I think the reason why some snippets have said that because of defection of some of the members from their party to other parties, the sitting arrangement has to change generally.
And the rotation swing to her.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, good morning.
My name is Omoogun. I'm from Yobe.
Can you speak up?
I'm from Yobe.
And your name is what? Mahmuda Hassan. Mahmoud Hassan. Okay, go on.
Yes. Mr. Speaker is already explained everything what happened in this country. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
If you look at all this thing, it is the issue of interest, of talent, self-interest. I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. It's just to strengthen what you said. Now, so you feel okay. So I think I've read somewhere that because of defection, some people were being moved around. I don't know, but the question is, was she the only one now affected?
Even if the seat was going to be changed, was she informed earlier, before that time? Ordinarily, they should, even if it is not from the Senate President, the
clerk, the
admin department that normally carry out such thing, you have to whisper to at least let her know before time, in order to avoid what happened in the public credits. They are supposed to whisper to her, your seat is changed, and this is the reason. This is the reason. Simple. You understand?
I guess it was
some of those things, they lack management. That is just the summary of everything. They lack management. They cannot manage themselves. They cannot even manage. It's embarrassing.
It's sad. It is sad. Well, okay, maybe we'll let that ride. But if you still have any calls on that, please do call in. We'll take your calls. Even as we go to the reverse of 48 hours. Reverse of 48 hours. Okay, here comes a caller. Hello. Good morning. We can hear you, but your TV set is too loud.
So sorry about that.
Tune it down.
All right, okay, go ahead now.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My little contribution to what is happening.
After introducing yourself.
My name is Olamide
from
Lagos.
Go ahead, please. Yes.
The issue there is that I see that both Nigerians, we care about our own interest, not the nation interest. Because yesterday I can see one of the senators saying that Akpoti killed his husband before getting to the chamber. What does that have to do with what is going on on ground? Because for me, I didn't see that one as a senator from a state saying Natasha once accused Dr. Fayemi before for harassing her or something. Thank God that Dr. Fayemi came out yesterday and said boldly that Natasha has never accused him of such a thing before. But in Nigerian politics of people don't, a lot of people don't care about their integrity. They only care what they want to benefit. They don't care about the nation. And I know all these things that all the whole world is watching us. All the whole world, they are watching us. And it's not only damaging the image of the
individuals.
Because all Nigerians, because they will see us as unserious persons. And this issue needs to be addressed very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we should just go to reverse of 48 hours, like we said before that call came in. Now everything is done in 48 hours in reverse. You must present your budget in 48 hours. You must send a list of commissioners in 48 hours. You must get a haircut in 48 hours. You must cook your best. Well, and on and on. Well, while we try to lighten those very serious issues, they remain very serious issues. And lives of the people of Rivers are involved in this, and democracy is involved in this. Dividends of democracy is involved in this, and justice and the legal system, the justice administration system is involved, and godfatherism, godsonship is involved, and a whole lot of issues. And one is tempted to ask, what exactly at this point, is it ego, or is it what is at play? What is at play? Why do you have to have, why can't we have more relaxed? I mean, doing a budget is not a joke, except you're saying that what was presented before should just be rehashed and sent to you. Whether you want to also, and then when you say, so it's causing a whole lot of friction, a whole lot of problems. Of course, as it were, Fubara's camp is in a very bad spot with the judgment from the Supreme Court. It's a very, very bad spot because, as it were, he doesn't really have anything to put up to go forward in the matter. So now he's at the beck and call, he's at the behest, he's at the mercy of the Wike camp, and they truly really want to take their pound of flesh from what we're seeing. Now, I'm concerned that eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, will leave everybody blind and toothless, and that we need to be magnanimous in victory, and also the other party must be humble, must show readiness to cooperate. So these are some of the things that I think must come to play if we need to move forward in Rivers. I do not know how you see it, Doctor.
What is there is that, like you said, what I am seeing in Rivers is pride.
Ego, that's it.
It's pride. And the pride majorly presently now is coming from the camp of the governor. It's pride. Now they have exhausted all their energy in the muscle flexing with legal battle.
Yeah,
they have exhausted everything. The next step the governor should take is diplomatic angle. It's only diplomacy now that can help him resolve the crisis before him
and move ahead.
And he's not using wisdom enough, to me, as a leader. From the very day of the judgment, what I was expecting from him, because these are not only camp and all, what I was expecting from him was within that period of that judgment, he will even just send message to the house, to Amewule,
to congratulate them.
By 9 or 10 tomorrow, I am coming to represent the budget. And when he enters, you will see the way that we hug. Because nobody, just see politicians when they win election. The Amewule camp will say that yes, we have won you, we have defeated you, and after all of that, the whole thing will turn to laugh, and everything will go. But when you are still prepared, they are seeing him as somebody that is still prepared for a fight, and it will go well for him. From the pronouncement of the law of the court, of the Supreme Court, all this while, the governor, the House of Rivers State, they have been operating, the executive arm of government in Rivers, they have been operating outside the law.
Yeah.
There was no executive arm, no cabinet. That's what the pronouncement of the Supreme Court said. No cabinet. Because all the commissioners were screened by these 4 members, which is totally against the law. Even the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice of the state, they have been misleading the governor. Don't obey this court judgment, don't obey this. He has been operating outside the law. He was not a commissioner in the forces, and that was what the Supreme Court said. Now, even the INEC boss, the RISEC or something, that Rivers Independent Electoral Commission, said, is not known to law. All of this have to be corrected immediately now. It's not the issue of, like now, he has given date for Rivers local government election. Who screened you? The 4 members. Which is totally out of what the law says. So you cannot be operating illegally. And for the fact that these commissioners have been operating outside the law, they were not known to law until Supreme Court have pronounced that you were not known to law. The same way, the legislatures, there was no legislative arm at all in Rivers from last year. Now, from the pronouncement of the Supreme Court, Rivers now have legislative arm in operation now. But the executive arm is only the governor that is standing there. No other cabinet member with him. Nobody is working this that is not to law now working with him. Why not hasten up to correct all of this and move on?
But these are not things that you can do overnight.
You can do it overnight.
How?
From the pronouncement of the court is immediately.
No. Yeah, of course you can appoint.
The budget has been presented. He can still come with the same budget. He was not the one that prepared the budget.
No, there has been some time. There has been some affliction of time since when it was first approved.
But he presented budget before. The same budget the Supreme Court says he should come and represent. He's not going to prepare anything fresh.
No, he will need to touch.
What is he going to touch?
They have spent
the same budget. The same budget that they passed. The 4 members passed.
Yes.
Within 24 hours, he signed. He assented it into law. He has been spending the budget already.
Very good. So
but in order to correct the wrongs, the best thing for him to do now is to rush and represent, so that criminality going on within that budget expenditure going on now under the 2025 budget will stop. They have not even gone to 2024 budget that he presented to the 4 members, and he has expended it. They have not even gone to that. And that is a huge criminal offense. You cannot touch public fund without approval from the legislature. You can't. They are the watchdog of the public.
All right.
They are the watchdog of the public in managing public properties, public funds. They are the ones, except they give you approval. You can't touch it. It's not your money. It's not your personal money. Any money spent outside budgetary allocation is an offense. Very big one. Very big one. So, like they are shouting this at me. The way I'm looking at this is, to me, I'm seeing it that possibly even the governor was not prepared for leadership. If he was prepared for leadership, how can 27 members? These are people that you have been doing things together in the state. How is it becoming so difficult for you now that you can't manage them? Then you can't blend with. For what now? It's showing clearly that he lacks management and he lacks leadership qualities. He doesn't have the capacity to manage the state. That's the truth. Wisdom. He lacks wisdom. He is showing it clearly to the world that he lacks wisdom. True. Clearly that he lacks wisdom. Like Wike is not. There are things he will do now that everything will just die. Even the outside people will even sympathize with him. But taking it to this direction, the same party will go to these pro-weekend lawmakers.
Well, the thing is,
none of them will be happy if River is on fire. None of them will be happy if River is on fire. River is on fire.
That's true.
You understand?
The thing is, I think that as it is, the governor has lost out. He has to just play along with them, because the way it is, what the whole point is that he must present commissioners who are, I mean, the way it is, who are dictated by the wicked campus.
No, not dictated. Not dictated.
Well,
he has the right. He's the one to present the speakers for clearance. The ones he wants, he will present. He can still give concession to them just for the peace. He can still give concession to them. Say bring social name, bring this
concession to him.
Yeah, no, not just giving concession to him. Not giving. They have no right to give him commissioners.
No.
Except the ones he accepts. No, that's the truth.
We're not talking about what goes on in the public. We're talking about the undercurrent. We're talking about
see, as it is. If you are going for negotiation, you have your interests in your heart. The other person has his or her own interest. Then you put it on the table, and that is where diplomacy comes in. You are saying whatever you are saying in the interest of where you represent. The other person is presenting and saying whatever he or she is saying in the interest of the party he represents. You get it? So when you give and take.
All right, Richard, let's take this one. Hello? This is very interesting. Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, this is Koko Unit speaking from Ekiti State.
Go on, please.
When the following days your program since you begin, and this particular issue you are currently discussing, the rivers issue, the guest with you have spoken it all. You see, in governance at times you put it aside, then you put pride aside. If truly you want to govern the state as a leader, once the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, has given its judgment, immediately the next thing to do is begin to implement all the judgment. The outpost, even of the governor, even after the judgment, telling the youth to stay. Now, when it is time, he will give them instruction. Which instruction again that is different from that of the Supreme Court? It shows he has an intention different from what the court said should be done. At times, as a leader, you pushed. Now, the court has not given it expressly. That those 37 honorable members are the authentic members of the something. You call them. They are human beings like you. Young people are all from River State. Let the whole world know that it is not you that is causing the problem again. Let the whole world know that in the camp of those honorable members. Just call them as a leader. Okay, we are all Rivers people. We all meant good for this state. Let us sit down and talk on how we move Rivers forward. Even though you may have some limits here and there that within you, but not let the words know immediately that it's you that is really too important than even the state. You know, I'm mobilizing groups because you're from the riverine area that if anything happens to you, that the rivers should be on fire. Who does that? These people are elected to perform their legislative constitutional rights the same way you are elected as a governor. Now, the next thing they will say is wicked. Which one is wicked doing after the judgment?
All right.
Now,
can you please begin to round up now?
After the judgment. So that's just my contribution to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Richard, you were still on.
Yes, I align myself completely with what he has said, because as it is now, it's the governor that is trying to cause crisis in the state. Like Ijo National Youth Congress, they are saying they blow pipe this, they do all that threat doesn't even work again. It has no effect anywhere again. That threat, it has not meaning again in the world, though. And the people giving this threat, they are known. Yeah, well, they can be easily picked by government.
Once you pick,
you understand?
The end of it.
So you don't use threat. You don't use threat anymore. What they need now is diplomacy. And these same people giving this threat, they are the one that push this governor into this pit.
Very difficult.
Deep pit. They're the one that pushed him into it.
Hello.
Hello, this is good morning, one weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I called before. What I want to say about this River State issue, like what your guest, is saying. I want put it this way. The Supreme Court gives judgment on Rivers State. Why is it that the governor quickly run to obey the one that speak about the local government chairman, and they quickly present a date for another local government election, and he quickly obeyed that one and put a date? So why is it difficult for him to obey the 27 lawmakers? Why that is so difficult for him? Let me put it this way, sir. Believe me or you leave it. The only thing and the least and the last thing that will happen in Rivers State will be either he resign or the governor will be impeached from the seat. And believe me, all those people that are shouting, don't do this, something will happen, this will happen, nothing will happen in Rivers State. Nothing. Even one shot, nothing will happen in Rivers State.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I agree. In the end, it will all be hot air. Hello. Go on, please.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Tell us your name and your location.
I'm calling from Borno State.
From Ondo State?
Borno State.
Borno State. Okay, and your name is?
My name is Abdullah Usman.
Okay, Usman, go on.
Yeah, I'm together with you and watching your program.
Thank you.
But sincerely speaking, this Nigeria, if we cannot adjust, this problem will never finish. Because Godfather is leading this country to another point, of which those who claim to be politicians, they are about to put their feet forward. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman. So he's talking about the godfatherism thing, but so Richard, you are sitting in front of Fubara, Sim Fubara right now. Picture that scenario, and you're telling him 3 things that he has to do to get out of this this quagmire.
The first thing is for me to tell him totally implement everything that the Supreme Court have said within even 15 minutes, 15 hours itself, not even 24 hours. Implement everything. And these people you are saying to be your opponent and possibly enemy, don't look at them like that. Look at them as your brothers. You can even call a meeting, all of them, every one of them, even including his Oga, he's still his Oga, the governor, the FCT minister. All of them will be in the same hall like this. He will go. I thought I would defeat you people, but now you have defeated me. It's politics we are playing. It's not any other thing. You have won. Even in football, you will tell your opponent, I am going to give you 10-0 today. At the end, if the person you want to give 10 goals, give you even 14, you will still hug yourself, exchange your shirts, and smile. Possibly even go to one swimming pool to go and bath. You understand? So this thing is not something difficult to do. And these people, he should just try it. Call for a meeting now. He will go, even the available. He will go and tap his back. See you. I would have dealt with you get it. But at the end, look at all of us here. What do we do? How do we move this state? How do we move this state forward? Democracy, governance, the priority is the interest of the people. Not your interest, it's the interest of the people. That is the priority of democracy or governance. And they are doing this now. The people that they are legislating or managing the state affairs on their behalf, they are behind watching what they are talking and saying. They may not even understand what they are saying. You understand? When the crisis comes, who will suffer it? Majority of them, their mothers are still there, alive, age. Their father, they are still there. Their younger ones, they are still there. They have no any place to go to except rivers. If rivers is on fire, who will be the one that we lost? They are the one. And again, history will question all of them for leading their state wrongly, because they have no brain, they have no wisdom for leadership, and they put themselves forward. And in another way again, I would blame, like what the last caller said, I blame in this issue of godfatherism in Nigeria. Because the reason I am blaming them now is that now in democracy, political party put candidates forward for election, and this political party is made up of members of these political parties, and from among all the members, the ones that will ventilate their interest is to run for one or two positions, this position. You allow members of the party to choose from among those ones that will indicate that interest by themselves. No, you individual, single person, forcing somebody against the entire interest of the party. Say this, it must be this person. Like in the case of Rivers, almost the 31 member House of Assembly, all their forms, their primary election forms, were bought by Wike, by the then governor of Rivers. He bought all the forms for them. None of them used their 1 naira to purchase the form. Even the governor, the sitting governor today, he purchased the form for him. You understand? In such a situation, that is to say, he decided who become member even in another local government, a House of Assembly member in another local government. He decides who represent them. Which ordinarily is against democracy. He decides. You get it? So that is why I say I am blaming them. The godfatherism issue in Nigeria. If it's no issue of godfatherism now, how will you tell me, who will convince me from what Fubara is doing now, that Fubara from the first start was qualified for leadership?
Well,
you understand? If it is not godfatherism that brought him to this level, from every indication,
how would he have emerged?
From every indication, from what the way he has presented himself to the world, he was not qualified to even be a councillor.
Wow.
Because he can't manage human being. He can't manage human being. I doubt if he can manage his own family, wife, children. From what is happening?
All right.
That is the truth. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Begin to wind down.
The same Fubara, his own case went on to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court gave him this seat. Outside this court, he will not be governor. The Supreme Court pronounces that you are the legitimate governor, the one legitimately elected to be the governor, and that is why he is operating as governor today. The same Supreme Court has given directive, do this, and you are refusing to do it. And you think if they impeach you from your own mistake, based on your mistake, if they impeach you now, the whole heaven will fall. Nothing, not even fly. A fly will fly.
All right, so this is the word for Simple Bara. We can't take any more calls. We have to call it a day on the press this morning. It's been a wonderful time. Richard Oriri has been on fire. And
I get angry when I see that you are undermining the constitution of this country.
KAFTANTV this morning, because there's a whole lot of messages, both from my guests in the house and several of the persons who called in. They tend to aligned together, so there must be some wisdom in that. And at this point, we just got to go. Thank you for tuning in to KAFTANTV. Please stay tuned to KAFTANTV. There are loads and loads of all kinds of very thrilling programs, very educative programs that you can't afford to miss. Polity will be at 2. Don't miss out. And then there's Matters Arising in the evening at 8 to 9. Lots of them. So at this point, I want to say thank you for staying tuned. And I also want to say thank you to the production team, Divine, Sam, all of you, Bamileri, every one of you. You're just wonderful. Thank you very much for being there, and you do a wonderful job. Thank you, Richard, for coming.
My pleasure.
We call you all the time again.
I am available all the time.
All right. So my name is Dayo, and it's bye-bye for now.